Hello everyone. Today we will review season 1 and 2 of The Boys from, well, I guess it doesn't really matter what streaming service it's from, but it's from Amazon Prime, which I just got recently because I figured if I'm going to do reviews of shows, it's much easier to have more than one streaming service because a lot of streaming services don't have everything that I would like to have on them. Netflix has quite a few that I still am going through quite a few lists of Netflix, but I wanted to switch it up a bit and do a TV series, and I've been meaning to finish this, and I thought I'm in the mood for it. That's kind of what I base my reviews on, is kind of like what I'm in the mood for, so I was kind of getting tired of the whole Netflix movie thing, so I thought I'll change it up a bit because I need to do that for myself. So I think maybe I'll even do The Mandalorian on Disney Plus next, just to kind of because I'm so far ahead anyway. I might as well get some series out of the way, and The Big Bang Theory will be coming back soon too. So I guess that's kind of my intro to this. Yeah, just a little bit of talking before we get into the review. Anyhow, this show is slowly becoming one of my favorites, if not my favorite show that's probably on right now. Unfortunately, I do have to wait till September for the newest season. I think that's when it at least first starts coming out. It looks like. It seems like every season starts in the fall, and it looks like that's going to be the case with this one. I don't know how they really do it on Amazon Prime because I just got it, so I guess we'll see whether they release it episode by episode, or I'll honestly just wait till the end of the season comes out and then review it from there, because that seems to be the easiest way to do it, because then I can just binge watch. But anyhow, I remember seeing this show actually advertised in a Slipknot video, because I'm a huge heavy metal fan, so I guess that's kind of what attracted me to this show, was just the trailer of the show. Now, I like action, and I'm not a squeamish person, so I would say that I can definitely handle the blood and the gore in this show, but don't, just from the trailer, don't think that that is what the entire show was about. It's definitely more in-depth than that. Obviously they show the most violent parts to get you, it kind of gets you like pumped up and wanting to like really watch the show, and I guess that was kind of what they were trying to do. Was obviously they were trying to pull in I would say definitely a certain demographic, because there are parts of the show that really make you go, holy crap, are they really taking that direction? And you definitely have to have the stomach for it, and you have to be I guess kind of open-minded to everything. Because, yeah, there were definitely, along the way so far, certain people that I had a slight bit of respect for and lost it all along the way. Definitely on the hero side. And I started to actually gain a little bit more respect for the people on the, I guess, anti-hero side, because you really find out what the heroes do behind the scenes, and how much they lie about who they really are and what they're really doing and what they're really trying to make the world become, especially for some of them that are introduced in the second season. So this story starts out with Huey Campbell. He seems like a pretty average day, run-of-the-mill, just average guy working at a kind of like a rundown tech store, it seems, because I mean, most stuff is online, so it seems like he doesn't have very much business. He's about to ask his boss for a raise, when all of a sudden his girlfriend is blown into itty-bitty pieces by this hero named A-Train. He gives his condolences. We then find out that all these superheroes, or at least A-Train, is basically using this kind of like steroid for superheroes called Compound V. So he's injecting it in himself in order to basically boost what he already has And they're trying to tell all these heroes that they were God-given gifts, and then we find out that later on, this new hero is introduced into the Seven named Starlight. We find out that Compound V is actually used to create these superheroes from birth, basically. They're slowly injected with the Compound V, and I guess it works better if they are injected with it at an early age as opposed to an adult. It doesn't have the same effects, and most of the adult patients die from the injections. So I guess it's better to start them at an early age. But yeah, all these heroes were basically told that they were just genetically gifted, I guess, and then you find out that they weren't as genetically gifted as you think. So then, Madison, was it Madeline or Madison? Madison or Madeline Steelwell is the owner of Vought, the company that controls all these heroes. And I mean, like, really controls them, like, right from social media to gatherings to how she wants them to look, so on and so forth. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out if it was Madeline or Madison. Come on. Madeline Stillwell. Okay. So then there's always talk of this Edgar character who ends up taking over for Madeline when she dies at the end of the very first season due to the fact that Homelander obviously finds out the truth about himself and kills her before Billy Butcher can, who is the one who finds Huey after A-Train has run through his girlfriend, and basically tells Huey that he can get his revenge and kill his soup. They end up killing one of the superheroes, Translucent, in a very quite graphic and violent, gory way. But yeah, I don't want to give too much away because that would ruin the entire show, but I guess I'm kind of giving like a more, yeah, I do give more in depth, but anyhow. So at the end of the first season, these terrorists, well, as Vought and these heroes are claiming them terrorists, come into America basically, and they act as if they're trying to destroy or tear America down from the inside out, I guess, is kind of the angle they were taking, really. Which isn't true because we all know how corrupt the heroes are by this point, especially one of them who we find out, Stormfront, is actually an old hero named Liberty, who has been around for 100 years now, and actually dated the original, or the founder of Vought. Now, what was his name? She was married to the founder of Vought, and I believe she was the very first, I guess you could say, Vought experiment, or she was the first one that was had positive effects with the Compound V anyway. And he was German, so obviously his focus was not quite the same as Vought's is in the previous, or the present year. So she's basically a Nazi, and she's trying to wipe out all the other races because she thinks, obviously, the white race is the superior race, which is clearly not true. So she says stuff to Homelander that kind of makes him go, but he ends up being with her anyway because he wants to create an army of superheroes for his own reasons. So I guess he's kind of staying with her. It kind of made me lose a little bit of respect for him because I really thought he could kill her if he wanted to, and that would have been one of the ones that would have made me like him a little bit more after some of the stuff that he'd done previously. But, I mean, I guess he had his own kind of selfish reasons for being with her, and obviously he wanted to have his kid separated from the biological mother, who was Billy Butcher's wife, who we thought was dead in the first season. Turns out, nope, she's not. She's alive. She's been held captive in this Vought prison, basically, keeping her son away from the outside world because she doesn't want him to be raped, or she doesn't want him to end up as an adult the way Homelander is, because then they'd have two of them running around, and that just wouldn't be a good thing. So yeah, the Stormfront character kills one of the super terrorists who this character Kimiko, who I believe it was Frenchie that found her, and Mother's Milk is the name of the other character. That's part of Billy Butcher's crew, and obviously Huey gets involved too. I think I've already kind of covered that though, when they with the killing of Translucent. But yeah, so he brings back all this crew. Frenchie finds this girl named Kimiko, who's a soup herself. She has regenerative powers. It looked like at the end of the first season that Black Noir had killed her, but that wasn't necessarily true. Anyhow, Stormfront ends up getting her hands on her brother and is able to kill him. So Kimiko basically wants to get her revenge, and she is kind of able to do that in a way, I guess, because thanks to Maeve and Starlight, who are basically kind of taking Vought down from the inside out and just smear campaigning pretty much every superhero to the point where they can't even bounce back in the eyes of the public. They definitely did that to Stormfront, and then what was the name of the son? Anyhow, Homelander's son ends up killing Stormfront, or at least that's what it looked like. And I'm not really sure if Stormfront was living in the, or a part of her was living in the woman of the Congresswoman at the end, or whether the Congresswoman had been the one, is a soup who was the one who was killing everybody and somehow made it look like it was Vought. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of people trying to take down Vought anyway. So it gets pretty intense at certain points, and now Huey's kind of separated himself from Billy Butcher and the rest of them. He wants to go on his own path and take down Vought in a different way, because it's obviously a lot less violent for him, and I guess he feels like he would be doing it properly, and would be more fulfilling to him to take them down legally, I guess, as opposed to the way that he was doing it previously. Obviously, he just doesn't see a path for him going that route anymore. Clearly, they set it up so that he'll probably get dragged back into it somehow, because Billy Butcher gives up the kid to the CIA, the one woman that basically pointed Billy as a heat-seeking missile towards Homelander when she thought his wife had died. And then she actually does end up dying because she kind of got in the crossfire of her own son when he was trying to stop Stormfront from killing her. So yeah, unfortunately, that was one of the very sadder moments, I would say, in the 2 seasons, was when Billy Butcher had spent all this time in the 2nd season trying to get his wife back, and then the kid ends up killing her, obviously not on purpose, by accident, because he doesn't understand his powers. And I get that Homelander was trying to teach him how to use his powers properly. Obviously not for the greater good. He wanted to use them to basically, I guess, be exactly like him, because Homelander thinks that he can do whatever he wants. And that's been an obvious kind of thing throughout both seasons, because he's changed the narrative of Madeline and Vought and a whole bunch of other things, and bend it into his own will over the 2 seasons. And then I guess when Stormfront came in, he kind of figured that that would be like his queen by his side, maybe. I'm not really sure how he saw that, but anyhow, it did not go according to plan for him, I would say. But yeah, this is an excellent show. 10 out of 10 so far. Oh my god. And at least they have some sort of comedy aspect to it in certain parts, and I really do like that. I feel like this cast of crew definitely jokes around with each other a lot, and you can kind of see that some of the humor in the show is obviously probably some of the humor that's outside, just when they're not filming and goofing around together. But yeah, I really do like this cast. I've seen some of these people, obviously Karl Urban, and I can't think of the guy who plays Homelander, but I've seen him in a show called Banshee, and if you've never seen that show, go watch that, because he was fantastic in that, and you really have to, I would really say go watch that show first, and then come and watch this if you've never seen Banshee before, to really understand how well he does at playing a character like that. I mean, this was a little bit different from his other show, but he just does such a good job of playing that type of character, or in a roundabout way, I guess, sort of. Anyhow, I feel like I've kind of rambled on now, but I guess I did talk about quite a bit of the actual show. So yeah, 10 out of 10 on the rating for this show so far. And I would say actually my favorite superhero is probably Black Noir, because he's just so quiet and you don't really know where he came from. He's just kind of there. And but the action scenes with him, because I don't think he's quite as invincible as the other ones, and I'm not sure whether he's actually dead or not, because Maeve, who's one of the heroes, did give him an almond joy and said that he had some sort of nut allergy, but I imagine they're going to bring him back, because he seemed to becoming more important as the show went on. He seemed to be one of those ones that was kind of in the background in the first season, but then he definitely had some character developments as it went along, and I would like to see him more in the show. I'm hoping that they bring him back, because out of all the heroes, I guess he's kind of my favorite, because he's just, you don't really know that much about his backstory yet, and I'd like to see some more about him, because I'm kind of liking him right now, but I'm not really sure whether I should or not. It's one of those things. I definitely like Starlight, because she totally took the right side in the end, even though obviously Huey's side isn't necessarily the good side. I guess it's kind of like the lesser of two evils in this situation with Billy Butcher and all them. And obviously they've had their problems in the past, and you really feel for some of the things that they've gone through, because things could have gone differently if their lives were different earlier on when they were trying to fight these heroes in the beginning. But anyhow, that's all I have to say. 18 minutes, that's pretty good for a 2-season show review, I guess. So please like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below if you've seen this. If not, definitely go watch it. I highly recommend this show. It's on Amazon Prime, so you will have to get the actual app and download it. But anyway, definitely worth there's a whole bunch of stuff on Amazon Prime, so my list is already getting bigger and bigger by the day. But anyhow, the main reason I bought it was obviously for this show. I'm not kidding, because I just wanted to see it from beginning to end, as much as is out now anyway. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts if you've seen it. If not, please go watch it. I think I said that already. Just covering it again. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye for now.